Video opens with a slow, somber shot of a field, perhaps featuring a lone, twisted tree, before transitioning to a modern city skyline. Hey everyone, have you ever really considered what it means to be free? I mean, really free. For millions in 19th century America, that question felt like a distant dream. It's a tale we think we know. The blue and the gray, Gettysburg, Lincoln. But at its core, the American Civil War was about more than just keeping the Union intact or states' rights. It was a brutal and bloody struggle for the nation's soul, fought over one central, undeniable, and deeply unjust reality: slavery. Just imagine a world where your freedom and identity weren't your own, where families were ripped apart and sold as if they were just belongings, where a person's value was gauged by how much cotton they could harvest or how many fields they could till. This wasn't some distant idea. It was the everyday truth. For almost 4 million human beings, the story starts long before the first shots rang out at Fort Sumter, stemming from decades of political strife, moral arguments, and courageous acts of defiance. Abolitionists like Frederick Douglass, who was an escaped slave himself, and Harriet Tubman, who risked her life time and again on the Underground Railroad, were already fighting a war for dignity and for basic human rights. The war itself, between 1861 and 1865, was a horrific but crucial turning point. President Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation in 1863 didn't free everyone right away, but it changed the war's purpose, shifting it from merely preserving the Union to a moral fight to end slavery. Young soldiers on both sides, men from farms and towns, faced unimaginable horrors in battles, like Antietam and Shiloh. But as Union forces, increasingly made up of black soldiers fighting for their own freedom, advanced southward, history began to shift. The Confederacy's surrender at Appomattox Courthouse in 1865 marked not just the end of the war, but the start of a new chapter for America. The 13th Amendment, ratified later that same year, finally and legally abolished slavery, a promise paid for with blood and sacrifice. Of course, the battle for true equality didn't stop there. It's a fight that still continues today. Yet, the Civil War stands as a strong reminder that sometimes a nation has to face its deepest flaws, no matter how painful, to live up to its highest ideals. It was a war that showed us that freedom, while hard fought, is a right no one should have to battle for, though many were willing to pay the ultimate price in the face of gross injustice.